Thursday with some rain in the Delta. As a matter of fact, I heard Oxford's getting some showers. Rain, thanks to the Sanderson Farms Championship. That's what and the fair. That's what brings the rain. Steve Jent. Morning, Steve. Yeah. How are you, sir? It's good to.
I'm great.
Can you hear me?
Great. How are you? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Doing good. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I hate not being there. We've been to the fair. To the PGA for many years, and it's always a special pleasure to be there. But your take so far, what's the schedule and what's going to happen today?
Yeah, and hey, it's always been great having you on set here. So we miss you guys as well. Well, it's Thursday, you're right, of tournament week. So competition started at 7:00 this morning. We've got threesomes off 1 and 10. We wrapped up a great early part of the week. Beautiful weather. Two programs, Lao Machinery program on Monday, and then our official program yesterday. A great Women's Day with International Paper Tuesday, where we've got 400 women who listen to Aaron Brockovich. A junior program yesterday, clinics. It's just been a great start to the week. Actually, you're right. Schedule a PGA Tour event. We haven't had, we've had 3 months of drought, and all of a sudden now there's a little rain forecast today. So, it'll be fine. But I think it's going to dissipate by the time it hits us here around noon.
I do
a little bit more tonight, but we'll be okay.
That said, and not being a golfer, but I'm a landscape devotee. It's been tough. Not since July.
Yeah.
To just to maintain this water and everything else. And so, how does the course look?
Oh, trust me, my water bill's 3 times what it is at home, only because I guess it's keeping it alive
is mine.
Replant it all later, right? Yeah. The course is great. I mean, the Country Club of Jackson has its own well system. Stanley Reedy and his assistants have done a phenomenal job. Players have done nothing but rave about everything since they got here. The greens, the fairways, the rough is slightly drier, but what the players are saying to me and the rules officials are that slightly drier means they're not sure what's going to happen with the ball coming out of that. They could catch a flyer. It could get a little fat. So it might actually be a little more, the golf course may have a little more defense that we've had a little bit of dry weather than maybe it would in a different year.
As far as the attendance, there are some people saying it probably would break some records this year with the weather and everything else, and I think people are just ready to get out and have fun. So far, what does it look like?
I mean, we've had great. Wednesday was the first day we were open to the public. So far this morning, I mean, it's early. I've been here since about 4:30, 4:45 this morning. So if you had wanted to schedule this call then, I'm not sure how loquacious I would have been, but here it's great. I think people will start to filter in throughout the day, but the weekend looks gorgeous. I mean, 50s in the morning, 70s during the day. We really don't know how many people attend until we count it at the end of the week. But I think we're looking forward to some great crowds. Hospitality, never seen bigger numbers in hospitality. I think people. You're right. I think people are looking forward to getting outside and not being so hot at the same time.
Well, it's fun for me because I love turning on the TV and watching this on the Golf Channel. I mean, it's just it's a special pleasure to do this, and for folks who don't have the Golf Channel, you're missing something here. But it's nice, and I've always just been kind of amazed that you can't tell. That course is so beautiful, you can't tell what state or what part of the world it's in. It compares just to a lot of other ones. I don't see mountains in the background, but.
No, but I think Keegan Bradley said it a couple of years ago when he played here for the first time, that it reminded him of a lot of the courses he grew up playing up in the Northeast, in the Upper Atlantic. I've got a lot of my tournament director buddies that say, man, it looks so good on television. So if you can't be here, I mean, I know you're going to see some amazing shots on TV on the Golf Channel.
And that's why we get a lot of players return to. And number one, and again, don't underestimate this, the hospitality. It does matter to a lot of these players. And I know Sanderson Farms, even from the early days when we were talking about the caddies, just taking care of the caddies in a way that some people don't do. It's just hospitality is number one.
It is, and that's kind of what we hang our hat on. The golf course is one of the top golf courses on the PGA Tour. But you're right. We don't we don't have a lazy river and nearby. We don't have vineyards and mountains and things like that, but we've got great hospitality. Jackson's got an amazing set of independent restaurants. We've got great hotels.
Yes.
Our airport is easy to fly in and out of. So what players say to me is, Steve, we're there to compete and try to win a PGA Tour event. By the way, the winner's going to get almost $1.5 million Sunday. So, what they say is, hey, you don't worry about all the other stuff. You guys treat us great, caddies, players, officials, everything down the road.
Yeah.
Great places to stay and eat. We're there if we can be.
How does this purse compare now? Because we're talking about what, overall about 8.8 million?
8.2. Yeah, last year 7.9, going up $200,000 or $300,000 a year. I mean, I remember when I started here 10 years ago when we were an opposite field event. I think my first year was 3.6, maybe 4. So to be at $8.2 million now, but all the purses are great on the PGA Tour, right? So, fortunately, I started the game a little too young, or else it'd be great to be a part of this. Right?
That's it. How does let's talk about the field a little bit. What's the player names? I think we had a Canadian who won it last year. So what are we looking like this year as far as participation?
Really strong. I mean, so you've got Mackenzie Hughes from Canada as our defending champion. Mm-hmm. We've got 7 past champions in the field. We've got 3 major winners. Joel Damon, who I think everybody has seen recently if you've watched the Full Swing PGA Tour series on Netflix, there's an episode with Joel and his caddy Gino. Kevin Kisner's in the field, back for the first time in a few years. 27 players in our field have won in the last 2 years.
Wow.
So that doesn't say how strong the field is. And then you've got, 4 players actually from the, state of Mississippi, or Mississippi ties, right? So Chad Ramey from Fulton, Davis Riley from down near Hattiesburg, and Hayden Buckley from Tupelo. All those 3 guys are on the PGA Tour. Davis won back in the spring in New Orleans. I have no doubt that, Chad won 2 years ago in the Dominican. I have no doubt that Hayden's going to do it soon. And then we gave an exemption to Ford Clay, who was a fifth-year graduate recently here at Mississippi State. Great young man, and we're excited to see what he can do this week.
I hate to bring this into it, but as everybody knows, and I think a lot of people are worried about the changes, certainly at Sanderson Farms, and such a great company. But what's the status of that looking forward as far as the contract and because people love this event and are so proud of this event and want to make sure that it stays here? What's your latest take on that?
Yeah, I mean, we're good through next year. I mean, and the folks at Wayne Sanderson Farms have been amazing. They've been able to get a lot of their vendors involved with the joint, merger between the two companies. We've actually been exposed to a whole new set of vendors and business partners on the Wayne Farms side that we really didn't know before. Yeah. So I'm really hopeful we can do great things for charity again this year. Like I said, good through next year. Not quite ready to announce our dates because there's the PGA Tour still working through a few different things with the fall schedule. But yeah, we feel really good about the future. Again, great golf course, great title sponsor. Great support from the club. I think things are looking really good.
Let's don't underestimate that and pass over too fast as far as that contribution to the Children's Hospital and so many other things. I want to talk about that. And a couple of other things when we come back with Steve Jent right after this, Executive Director, Sanderson Farms Championship. They teed off, at 7 o'clock this morning?
7 o'clock in threesomes. They've been out there for about an hour and 17 minutes. So there you go.
There you go. Back with more good music there. Steve Jent, Executive Director, Sanderson Farm Championship. Steve, I've got a couple of seconds here. Let's just tell folks the reason that they ought to be here. Family, parking's easy. Lots of events. It's affordable. I'll let you take it, but I mean, if you're looking for something to do today, tomorrow, or this weekend, you got to go.
Yeah, I think you just listed almost everything, Paul. I mean, a couple of things. Yeah. You're right. I mean, we try to make it affordable. Family 4, kids 17 under get in with a ticket adult. Concessions are affordable in this day and age. I mean, we serve a lot of great chicken out here in those concession stands. Parking's at North Park Mall. ADA parking is at Christ United. And, it's just short 5, maybe 10 minutes from there to the golf course. And parking's included in the price of your ticket, right? And I think it's just a gorgeous golf course to walk. From a spectator standpoint, you can see a lot of different holes and a lot of views without having to commit to an entire 9 holes. We've got some things for the kids. We've got a 6-hole putting green and some cornhole over next to the 18th fairway. Got a great concession stand in that area with 2 big Jumbotron screens, where this weekend we'll have football on the screens and golf. And it's just, I think we've just got something to offer for everybody. And then the pure golfer, right? I mean, who wants to come out and see 144 of the best players in the world and, try to compete for the title on Sunday. I just think it's a phenomenal opportunity to help us raise money for Mississippi charities.
Speaking of the weather, the high temperature for Jackson on Saturday is 72 degrees. The overnight low is 44.
Right.
How about that? You talking sweater weather? Come on, 72
no. It's sweater weather, not sweater weather.
Yeah, it's sweater weather. Yeah,
sweater weather.
You'll never lose. You'll never lose the accent. So go ahead.
Never forget that skin. But yeah, it's gonna be great this weekend. Finally, some cooler weather for everybody to come out, and I think it's sun, right? So it's gonna be good.
If somebody wants to buy tickets, where do they go?
Everything you can find about the tournament is on Sanderson Farms Championship.com. Tickets, parking, schedule of events, player field.
Yeah.
And we're all mobile, like the world is going to now, right? Have been coming out of COVID, but so you'll purchase your tickets through the Ticketmaster application, and come out, scan that, and then be on your way. So we've got little shuttle carts taking you from the entrance down to the practice range and back, and it's hopefully it's pretty convenient for everybody.
You guys certainly at that location been there for several years now, so you have a chance. What's great about that is you work out the bugs year to year to year, and it just gets better and easier. So believe me, you'll enjoy it. It's something that the kids haven't done before, and certainly if they're golf fans, they are going to love this. And if you have a chance, watch it on TV. I think the broadcast, is it just in the afternoon, or when do they do the broadcast?
So you've got Golf Channel 3 to 6 Central, but PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus is all throughout the day except during the broadcast. So you've got a chance to watch featured groups. You've got a chance to watch, just kind of the main feed, follow all the action. So you can Thursday morning, Friday morning, every week I'm in my office watching on PGA Tour Live. So you've got that opportunity also.
I think one of the fun interviews we did was with the guys from the network, just their life traveling around and how hectic it was. And everybody thinks that's just a glorious thing and a wonderful thing, just to be traveling around the country at golf courses and filming one after the other. But then we got into things like, where do they do their laundry? When are they going to get to go back home, and things like that? And you start thinking, okay, hotel to hotel, tour to tour. Sometimes it's not as glamorous as you think, but these guys do a great job. Steve, thank you, sir. Appreciate it very, very much. Yeoman's job as always, and we know it's going to be a good one. And one more time, when you do go, understand your tickets ultimately help a lot of charities. Can you speak to that before we leave?
Yeah, and that's what we're in it for, right? So I work for an organization called Century Club Charities and a board of directors, and since 1994, we've been putting on this tournament to benefit Mississippi charities. And so your sponsorships, your tickets, your concessions, your merchandise sales, it all goes towards our efforts to raise money for those charities. So last year we gave $1.5 million to, Friends of Children's Hospital, Children's of Mississippi, got $1.1 million, but we raised another $400,000 to over 50 other Mississippi charities, from Stupot to the First Tee, to Mustard Seed, to Magnolia Speech School. So it's Canopy Children's Services. It really does impact the lives of everyone in the entire state. If you think that almost 200,000 kids from every county in Mississippi were treated at Children's or one of their clinics last year, that you may think this is just a Jackson tournament. It's not. I mean, 14,000 kids, I think, from Madison County and Rankin County and all the counties were treated at Children's last year. So we're trying to impact kids and charities all over the state.
Well, and dads, if you have a to-do list to do over the weekend, and you would really like to go to the tournament, just explain to your wife I mean, it's for the kids, and I'm sure she'll understand that. Just tell her it's for the kids. Steve,
and you never know what could be your kid, right? You never know.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Thank you, partner. Appreciate it. Always good talking to you.
Thank you, Paul.
You got
Appreciate
it.
you.
Steve Jent, Executive Director, Sanderson Farms.